Welcome back to the channel The Coin Empire. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories in the world of coin collecting. A story that proves even the smallest pocket change could secretly hold life-changing value. And yes, we are talking about the mysterious and extremely rare 2012 5 cent coin that some collectors believe could be worth up to $90 million under the right conditions. Now, before you dismiss this as impossible or exaggerated, let's break down exactly what makes a simple nickel from 2012 potentially so valuable, because the truth lies in the hidden world of minting errors, rare production anomalies, and once-in-a-lifetime discoveries that can transform an ordinary coin into a legendary treasure. The 2012 5 cent coin, minted in Philadelphia, may look completely normal at first glance with its familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, but certain rare versions of this coin have been rumored and in some cases documented to contain extraordinary minting mistakes that dramatically increase their value far beyond face value. One of the most talked about possibilities is the existence of a dramatic double die error, where the design elements such as the date, lettering, or even Jefferson's profile appear duplicated or shadowed due to a misalignment during the die creation process. And when such doubling is strong and visible without magnification, collectors go absolutely crazy for these coins because they represent a clear and undeniable mistake from the mint itself. Another major factor that could push the value of a 2012 nickel into the millions is the presence of an off-metal strike, which occurs when a coin is accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or even a different metal composition. Imagine finding a 2012 nickel that was struck on a copper penny blank, or even a silver planchet. This kind of error is extremely rare and highly desirable because it combines both a design mismatch and a material anomaly, making the coin one of a kind, and collectors are known to pay astronomical prices for such pieces, especially when they are authenticated and graded in pristine condition. Then there is the possibility of a full blockage error, where a previously struck coin sticks to the die and impresses its mirror image onto the next coin, resulting in a coin that has a normal design on one side and a reversed incuse design on the other. These errors are visually stunning and incredibly rare, and when they occur on modern coins like the 2012 nickel, they become even more desirable because they are not expected in high-tech minting environments. Another fascinating error type is the clipped planchet, where part of the coin is missing due to a misfeed of the metal strip during the blanking process, while minor clips are somewhat common. A large or multiple clip error on a 2012 nickel in uncirculated condition could significantly boost its value, especially if it also exhibits other errors. And speaking of combinations, the real jackpot comes when multiple errors appear on the same coin, such as a double die combined with an off-center strike or a wrong planchet error. These hybrid error coins are extremely rare and can command prices that reach into the millions because they represent a perfect storm of minting mistakes. Now let's talk about condition, because even the rarest error coin won't reach its full value unless it is in excellent condition. Coins that are graded as mint state, especially MS67 or higher, are the most sought after because they show minimal wear and retain their original luster. A 2012 nickel with a major error in near-perfect condition could easily become the centerpiece of a high-end collection, and when collectors compete for such a piece, the price can skyrocket to unbelievable levels. But what about the idea of a $90 million valuation? Is that realistic? Well, in the world of rare coins, value is not just about metal or age, it is about rarity, demand, and the story behind the coin. If a unique 2012 nickel were discovered with an unprecedented error never seen before, authenticated by top grading companies, and widely publicized in the numismatic community, it could theoretically reach a record-breaking price. Especially if wealthy collectors or investors see it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. History has shown us that rare coins can sell for tens of millions of dollars when the conditions are right, and while a $90 million nickel may sound unbelievable, it is not entirely impossible in a market driven by passion, rarity, and competition. Another factor that adds to the mystery and excitement is the possibility of undiscovered errors still circulating today. Millions of 2012 nickels were produced, and it is entirely possible that some rare error coins slipped through quality control and ended up in everyday circulation, which means that anyone could potentially find one in their pocket change, coin jar, or even a roll of nickels from the bank. This idea keeps collectors constantly searching and checking their coins, hoping to be the lucky person who discovers a hidden treasure. And let's not forget the role of modern technology in increasing the visibility and demand for such coins. Online marketplaces, auction houses, and social media platforms have made it easier than ever for collectors to share their finds, attract buyers, and drive up prices. A single viral post about a rare 2012 nickel error could spark a bidding war that pushes the coin's value to unimaginable heights. And this is why education and awareness are so important. Knowing what to look for can make all the difference between spending a coin and saving it for potential fortune. So what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable 2012 nickels? Start by examining the date and mint mark for any signs of doubling. Check the edges and shape of the coin for irregularities that could indicate a clipped planchet or off-center strike. Weigh the coin to see if it matches the standard weight, or if it might be struck on the wrong metal. And use a magnifying glass to inspect the details closely, because some errors are subtle but still valuable. And if you think you have found something unusual, do not clean the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its value. Instead, have it evaluated by a professional grading service that can authenticate and grade it properly. In conclusion, the story of the 2012 5 cent coin, potentially worth $90 million, is a powerful reminder that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. Next, 2002 5 cent coin. Today we are stepping into another unbelievable yet fascinating story from the world of rare coins. A story that will make you rethink every single coin you have ever ignored or spent without a second glance. Because today we are talking about the mysterious 2002 5 cent coin that some collectors believe could be worth an astonishing $87 million due to a combination of rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, and extremely unlikely circumstances that together could create one of the most valuable nickels ever imagined. Now, at first glance, the 2002 nickel looks completely ordinary. It carries the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back, struck at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the small p mint mark, and millions upon millions of these coins were produced for circulation, making them seem common and easily overlooked. But what most people don't realize is that within such massive production numbers, mistakes are bound to happen. And sometimes those mistakes are so rare and so dramatic that they transform an everyday coin into something extraordinary, something collectors would compete fiercely to own. And this is where the story of the 2002 5 cent coin begins to take an exciting turn. Because certain versions of this coin are believed to contain rare minting anomalies that could push their value into the millions and potentially even to the rumored $87 million level under the right conditions. One of the most important factors contributing to such a high value is the possibility of a dramatic double die error, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during its creation, causing the design elements to appear doubled. This doubling can sometimes be subtle, visible only under magnification, but in rare cases it is bold and obvious, affecting the date, the inscriptions, and even the details of Jefferson's face. And when such strong doubling appears on a modern coin like the 2002 nickel, it becomes a major attraction for collectors because it represents a clear and undeniable flaw in the minting process. Another incredibly valuable type of error that could be found on a 2002 nickel is an off-metal strike, where the coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or made from the wrong metal composition. For example, imagine a 2002 nickel struck on a copper cent planchet, or even a foreign coin blank. Such an error would immediately make the coin unique and highly desirable because it combines the design of a nickel with the physical characteristics of another coin. And these types of errors are known to fetch extremely high prices at auction, especially when they are authenticated and preserved in excellent condition. Then there is the fascinating possibility of a full blockage error, which happens when a previously struck coin sticks to the die and leaves its mirrored impression on the next coin, resulting in a coin that has one normal side and one side with a reversed, incused design. These coins are visually striking and very rare, and when found on a 2002 nickel they become even more special because modern minting technology is designed to prevent such mistakes, making their occurrence highly unusual and highly valuable. Another type of error that could significantly increase the value of a 2002p nickel is an off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned with the die during striking, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. The more dramatic the off-center strike while still retaining the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes, and if such a coin is found in uncirculated condition, its value can increase exponentially. Clipped planchets are another interesting category, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a mistake during the cutting of the metal blanks, while minor clips are somewhat common. Large or multiple clips on a single coin are far rarer and more valuable, especially when combined with other errors, and this brings us to one of the most important concepts in determining the value of such a coin, the idea of multiple errors occurring on the same piece, because when a coin exhibits more than one major minting mistake, such as a double die combined with an off-metal strike or a brockage combined with a clipped planchet, it becomes a truly unique specimen. A one-of-a-kind piece that collectors would consider priceless, and it is exactly this kind of rarity that could theoretically push the value of a 2002p nickel toward the incredible figure of $87 million. But errors alone are not enough to create such immense value. Condition plays an equally critical role. Coins are graded on a scale that measures their state of preservation, and those that are graded at the highest levels, such as mint state 67 or above, are the most desirable because they show almost no signs of wear and retain their original luster and detail. A 2002p nickel with a major error in near-perfect condition would be an extremely rare find, and if it were the only known example of its kind, its value could skyrocket due to intense demand among collectors and investors. Another factor that contributes to the potential value of such a coin is its story, the narrative behind the discovery, authentication. An eventual sale of the coin can have a huge impact on its perceived worth. If a 2002p nickel with unprecedented errors were discovered in circulation by an ordinary person and then verified by top grading services, it could quickly gain attention in the numismatic community and beyond, attracting media coverage and sparking a bidding war among wealthy collectors, and this kind of attention can drive prices to extraordinary levels, far beyond what might be expected based on the coin's physical characteristics alone. The idea of a coin being worth $87 million may sound unbelievable, but history has shown that collectors are willing to pay enormous sums for items that are truly unique and historically significant, and in the world of rare coins, uniqueness is often the most valuable attribute of all. The possibility that such a coin could still be out there in circulation adds another layer of excitement to this story, because it means that anyone could potentially find it, whether in their pocket change, a jar of coins at home, or a roll of nickels from the bank. This sense of possibility is what drives so many people to search through their coins, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure that could change their lives forever. And while the chances of finding such a coin are extremely small, they are not zero, and that is enough to keep the dream alive for collectors around the world. If you are interested in searching for valuable 2002p nickels, there are a few key things to look for. Start by examining the coin closely for any signs of doubling in the date or lettering. Check the alignment of the design to see if it is off-center. Look at the edges for any irregularities that might indicate a clipped planchet, and consider weighing the coin to see if it matches the standard weight, or if it might have been struck on the wrong metal. Using a magnifying glass or a coin microscope can help you spot subtle errors that might otherwise go unnoticed, and if you believe you have found something unusual, it is important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can damage its surface and significantly reduce its value. Instead, have the coin evaluated by a professional grading service that can authenticate it and provide an official grade, which will help determine its true market value. In conclusion, the story of the 2002p 5-cent coin potentially worth $87 million is a powerful reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value under the right circumstances. It highlights the importance of paying attention to detail, of understanding the factors that contribute to rarity and desirability, and of keeping an open mind about the hidden potential of everyday items. So the next time you come across a nickel, take a moment to look at it carefully, because you never know what you might find, and that simple act of curiosity could lead to an incredible discovery, one that turns a small piece of metal into a life-changing fortune. And that is the magic of coin collecting. a world where history, art, and chance come together to create stories that are as valuable as the coins themselves. So keep searching, keep learning, and always remember that treasure could be closer than you think. Last 2015 P5 cent coin. Today we are uncovering another unbelievable story from the hidden world of coin collecting. A story that might completely change the way you look at the spare change in your pocket, because today we are talking about the mysterious 2015 P5 cent coin that some collectors believe could reach an astonishing value of up to $80 million due to a rare combination of minting errors, production mistakes, and extremely unlikely circumstances that together could turn a simple everyday nickel into one of the most valuable coins ever imagined. Now at first glance the 2015 P nickel appears completely ordinary. It carries the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the detailed image of Monticello on the reverse, and it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the P Mint mark, with millions of these coins released into circulation, making them seem common and unremarkable to the average person. But what most people do not realize is that within such massive production runs there is always the possibility of mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are so rare and so extraordinary that they create coins unlike any others in existence, coins that collectors are willing to pay enormous sums of money to own. And that is exactly what makes the story of the 2015 P5 cent coin so fascinating and exciting. Because hidden among millions of ordinary nickels there could be a few extremely rare pieces that stand out due to their unusual characteristics and errors. One of the most significant types of errors that could make a 2015 P nickel incredibly valuable is the double die error, which occurs during the die creation process when the design is accidentally impressed more than once at slightly different angles, resulting in visible doubling of the design elements such as the date, lettering, or even the fine details of Jefferson's face. And when this doubling is strong and easily visible without magnification, it becomes highly desirable among collectors because it represents a clear flaw in the minting process that escaped quality control. Another major error that could dramatically increase the value of a 2015 P nickel is an off-metal strike, which happens when the coin is struck on a planchet that was intended for a different denomination or made from a different metal composition. For example, imagine finding a 2015 P nickel that was struck on a copper cent planchet, or even on a planchet intended for a foreign coin. Such an error would be extremely rare and highly valuable because it combines the design of a nickel with the physical properties of another coin, making it a unique and fascinating piece that collectors would be eager to acquire. Another rare and visually striking error is the full brockage error, where a previously struck coin sticks to the die and leaves its mirror image on the next coin, resulting in one side of the coin having a normal design while the other side shows a reversed incuse impression of the same design. These coins are not only rare but also visually dramatic, making them highly sought after by collectors who appreciate unusual and eye-catching pieces. Off-center strikes are another type of error that could add significant value to a 2015 P nickel. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during striking, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted to one side, and the more off-center the strike while still retaining important details like the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if it is found in uncirculated condition. Clipped planchet errors are also worth mentioning. These occur when a portion of the metal blank is missing due to a mistake during the cutting process, resulting in a coin with a curved or irregular edge, while small clips are relatively common. Large or multiple clips on a single coin are much rarer and can significantly increase its value, especially when combined with other errors. And this brings us to one of the most important factors in determining the potential value of a 2015 P nickel, the presence of multiple errors on the same coin. Because when a coin exhibits more than one major minting mistake, such as a double die combined with an off-center strike, or an off-metal strike combined with a clipped planchet, it becomes a truly unique specimen. A one-of-a-kind piece that collectors would consider priceless. And it is exactly this level of rarity that could theoretically push the value of such a coin toward the incredible figure of $80 million. But errors alone are not enough to create such immense value. Condition plays a crucial role as well. Coins are graded based on their state of preservation, and those that are in mint state condition with little to no wear are the most desirable, especially when they are graded at the highest levels such as MS 67 or above. a 2015 p nickel with a major error in near-perfect condition would be an extremely rare find, and if it were the only known example of its kind, it could attract intense interest from collectors and investors alike, driving its value to extraordinary levels. Another factor that contributes to the potential value of such a coin is its story. The narrative behind its discovery and authentication can have a significant impact on its perceived worth. If a rare 2015 p nickel with unprecedented errors were discovered in circulation by an ordinary person and then authenticated by a reputable grading service, it could quickly gain attention in the numismatic community and beyond, attracting media coverage and sparking a bidding war among wealthy collectors. And this kind of attention can drive prices far beyond what might be expected based solely on the coin's physical characteristics. The idea of a coin being worth $80 million may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, value is determined by rarity, demand, and uniqueness. And there have been instances where coins have sold for tens of millions of dollars due to their exceptional characteristics and historical significance. So while such a high value may be extremely rare, it is not entirely impossible under the right circumstances. Another exciting aspect of this story is the possibility that such valuable coins could still be in circulation today. Millions of 2015 p nickels were produced, and it is entirely possible that some rare error coins slipped through the mints quality control and ended up in everyday use, which means that anyone could potentially find one in their pocket change coin jar or even a roll of nickels from the bank. This sense of possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting and keeps collectors constantly searching for hidden treasures. If you are interested in finding a valuable 2015 p nickel, there are a few key things to look for. Start by examining the coin closely for any signs of doubling in the date or lettering. Check the alignment of the design to see if it is off-center. Look at the edges for any irregularities that might indicate a clipped planchet, and consider weighing the coin to see if it matches the standard weight, or if it might have been struck on the wrong metal. Using a magnifying glass or a coin microscope can help you spot subtle errors that might otherwise go unnoticed, and if you think you have found something unusual, it is important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can damage its surface and reduce its value. Instead, have the coin evaluated by a professional grading service that can authenticate it and provide an official grade which will help determine its true market value. In conclusion, the story of the 2015 p 5-cent coin, potentially worth $80 million, is a powerful reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value under the right circumstances. It highlights the importance of paying attention to detail, understanding the factors that contribute to rarity and desirability, and keeping an open mind about the hidden potential of everyday items. So the next time you come across a nickel, take a closer look, because you never know what you might find, and that simple act of curiosity could lead to an incredible discovery, one that turns a small piece of metal into a life-changing fortune. And that is the magic of coin collecting, a world where history, art, and chance come together to create stories that are as valuable as the coins themselves. So keep searching, keep learning, and always remember that treasure could be right in your hands, waiting to be discovered. And as more collectors enter the hobby and awareness continues to grow, the chances of uncovering such rare pieces only increase, making this an exciting time for anyone interested in coins, because every single nickel you come across has the potential to be more than just spare change. It could be a hidden gem, a forgotten error, or even a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that changes everything forever. And that is why stories like the 2015 p 5-cent coin continue to capture the imagination of collectors around the world, inspiring them to look closer, dig deeper, and never underestimate the value of even the smallest coin in their collection, because sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest surprises, and in the world of coin collecting, those surprises can be worth millions.